Yeah, welcome to the dugout, ladies and gentlemen. It's the World Cup. It's the most prestigious football tournament in the world, hands down. Nothing comes close. And we have Red Eye in the building, Maven, and Deja Vu. Ladies and gentlemen, I mean, right now we only have gentlemen, but hopefully we have the ladies join us one of these days. Um, the games, the group stages are more or less wrapped up. We've seen Argentina blow eight teams. We've seen Spain come back strong. We've seen Portugal finding their footing. Germany has always been Germany. We've seen a lot of teams. We've seen France doing what they do best. Now the thing is, who is going to be the best team in this World Cup in these knockout stages? Because the group stages are all but done. We know almost everybody that it's going to be what's the word going to be playing in the knockout stages almost, barring the best losers, quote unquote. But we know the big boys. We sabi the teams that we know saying that these are the title
True,
challengers, and
they
that's
too.
that's France,
Defending champions.
Germany, Argentina, Brazil. Then maybe you can throw
Brazil
in
is
an
not there.
England. Yeah, but it's still Brazil, like big name. Maybe you can throw in England there. I mean, those five teams are like the top teams to look out for in this World Cup. It brings me to the first topic. France. France, I mean, a lot of people believe France are like the best team in this tournament, and they can go all the way.
All the way, yeah.
Yeah. So this is that this is this, they've been to the last two finals of the tournament. The first one they
1-1
won,
also.
they won one. The last one they lost on penalties. So do you guys think that France can actually get another final in this tournament? Red Eye, I'll start with you.
Hmm. The possibilities are really high for France. They have been in this situation before. They understand they know how to win. It's just that now it's a longer road. We have more people
Mm-hmm.
fighting for the spot. So yes, they can get to the final, but for me, they are the favorite to get to the final.
So you're the
Maybe the
favorite.
defending champion. Yeah, maybe the defending champion Argentina can come second or third. But on paper, they have the world best Ballon d'Or last season's world best player or current world best player is in that squad. You have likes of
Mm-hmm.
Mbappe. You have the PSG squad that won Champions League back to back. You have core members in that team. You have the Madrid team that experience in winning is
Yeah,
is there. So they don't have any reason not to.
true, true. And the way they've been playing anyway, you can see that
Yeah,
they, they,
they are
they, they've
hungry
been really
for it.
solid. And honestly, man for man, they have the best team in the tournament. Man for man. Their midfield is arguably the best. Their defense is, I won't lie, their defense is the best defense in the league. And the attack is just something else. No attack even comes close. Forget it. No attack comes close to that French team's attack. Um, Deja vu, what do you think about France's opportunities in this World Cup?
All right. Thank you for bringing me to the dugout once again, Tola.
You're welcome.
Like Red Eye rightly said, they are looking like the favorite. When they even asked Haaland yesterday that how is he gearing up to face France, he was like, he's just doing his normal thing. I mean, he's facing the club that the country that might potentially win the World Cup. That's to tell you that France, by name, they have the people that can do the job, and by talent, by winning mentality, they have it. Like Red Eye already said, they've been there, and they just need to do what they've done. Maybe 2 years ago, a couple of years ago, just repeat it some little tweak, and before you know it, they are in the finals again. But I just have a little kind of hint to their startup. They look first 30 minutes of their boat game. They look this. You know that they are dangerous in the attack, but it's always this is not organized for a while. So I'm having a fear for them that if they meet a much organized team that holds the ball properly and make them unbalanced also too, it might shake France. But because they come into the game a little bit slower than other teams, so if they meet
Mhm.
a team like Spain or an Argentina that moves the ball quicker and they get their one goal lead, they would have to start chasing the game. So, and I wish to see France like that to see how hungry they are for this tournament. Yeah.
Okay, well, everybody seems to be tipping France, but then again, it's a World Cup. Anything can really happen. And yeah, like you said, we want to see what happens when they face real tough opposition. I mean, most of these teams haven't really faced any major opposition, and I think that will start to come in the round of 16 after the round of 32. But then again, we will wait and see when each of them starts to play tough opposition. Maybe in AFC, are you with us? Your camera seems to be playing up, left, right, center. Maybe are you there? We can't hear you. You're on mute in case you are speaking.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. I can
Okay.
hear you all. I've been listening to everything so far. Yeah, the potential favorites, everything. I've been on the show, although I'm watching the Germany match, but I've been on the show and I've been listening to everything. Can you all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you.
I think the main topic for the discussion now is if France can reach to the final or something like that. Yeah, considering the players they have and the mentality of the players, the morale and everything, yes, they have everything to reach to the final, even to win it. I think they have the best squad on paper, even on the pitch. They have the attack is the best, if not, yeah, the best. Their midfield might be a little bit of an issue. The likes of Rabiot, they might not be at their best anymore. That's a major issue for them. When it comes to midfield, Portugal is the best. Bruno Fernandes, Joao Neves, and Vitina.
Vitina.
But France midfield is a big issue. Their defense is fair, is okay. But I think if France is going to have an issue, is their midfield. If you look at the game against, is it Iran or Iraq? They played last. They won 3-0. Mbappe making a fantastic shot outside. Then the one they snatched from the goalkeeper. If it's a standard opposition, they will not get those kind of chances to shoot from there or take a shot from a goalkeeper's mistake. So they need to also like improve their game in that mid.
Okay, I don't. I think maybe his network might be cutting off. But he mentioned something. He mentioned France
Thing
like
can
they might not
happen
get
in
this.
any
Okay,
game coming
yeah, that.
forward. Do you understand?
Yeah, are you with us? Your network seems to have frozen. Okay. Okay. So he mentioned France being defeating I think it was Iraq that they played easily. But then again, in football, you have to beat the team in front of you. That's the thing. So it doesn't matter whether it's Iran, Iraq, Cape Verde, Jordan, France, Italy, Germany. You just need to beat the team in front of you. Nobody was saying it was that it's a lesser team. You just have to win and score those goals. But he mentioned something that I've always been skeptic about. He said what's it called? He said
Their midfield.
yeah, he mentioned Portugal's midfield, that Portugal has the best midfield. Now I'm of the opinion that Portugal individually may have the best midfielders,
Midfield, yeah.
but I don't think they
But as
have
a
the
team,
best midfield. That's for me. I don't think they have the best individually. They have the best midfielders. I mean, that's still debatable, but I don't think they have the best midfield. For me, that's what I think. So, what do you think about that? Let me ask Red Eye, because what do you think about the
okay.
midfield situation?
Yeah. Aside the game that they won 4-0, I think their first game they had a very slow game. So I think they exhibited similar challenges that France had in their first game. They were very slow, then they started to come up. So like I would agree with you, Tola, their midfield individually, they have individual resources. We have Bruno, one of the best. Arguably, in recent times, is KDB. Bruno seems to, be at the top of the game when it comes to the midfield aspect of the game. We have Vitinha. I love that guy. He amazes me. I love him. I like watching him play because he does it so effortlessly. To me, that's where I see it though. And then you still have who else again service in that midfield sef? Uh, Others are there. So when it comes to that individual rating, they have it. But as a team, let's see how far they go though. They still haven't clicked. That clicking as a team, I think there's still the sign of let me still just shine small more than this guy. Let me just, you know, let me be the man. There's still the I'm still saying like it looks like there's no number one yet. Unlike the Argentine squad, everybody knows Messi is the king there. Everyone works for him. We can't have two captains in one ship. Someone has to bend the knee, and the other has to lead. So the Argentine team, they are more like an organized unit. They are not so spectacular, though they have spectacular individual players, but they function so well that there's a catalyst, and they have other people to actually clean up, do the finishing, score the goals, leave the ball for someone to score. There's that understanding. So the midfield is not just clicking that well for Portugal, but I feel the potential for them to click is endless. They will still shock us, and we will see the best of them because the pressure now is on everyone now moving forward. You get to meet your match now. It's no longer playing Portugal against Curacao or Portugal against Saudi Arabia. You play your mate, and if you don't do your job well, your mates will beat you well, well.
True. So, but what do you think the chances are for Portugal on the scale of one to
To go
ten? What do
far.
you think to no just to go for to be able to because they want to win. Obviously, they want to win. Ronaldo wants to win.
Everyone wants
This
to
is this,
win.
this this is the only trophy I think he doesn't have in his trophy cabinet. So, what do you think their chances are on the scale of 1 to 10? What do you think their chances are of winning this tournament?
From my own perspective, is a between a 2 or 3.
Two or
It's the
three?
World Cup. They'll get to the quarterfinals, but you have likes of France, you have likes of Argentina, you have likes of the other Germany powerhouses that I feel they are more hungry than
But
those guys.
it's funny you should mention France though because the last time Portugal when they won the Euros, they defeated France in the final, and
And
everybody thought France was going to win. I mean, I think it was France that was hosting that particular tournament, and they were the better team. But Portugal ended up winning that game by the lone goal in extra time. I think I want to ask Deja Vu this one because being an Arsenal fan and the England team having a lot of Arsenal players in them, what do you think the chances of the three Lions are in this World Cup? Because they seem to be like just coasting right now.
Okay. So for the three line, uh, is there are um, 2 games now, and I still see that there's a lot of shaking in the team. There's no balance yet in the team, though everybody's really, really giving their all. You get so the issue comes from the attack. The defense is solid. The midfield, they're doing its bit. I mean, but the attack, maybe because the likes of Saka is still unfit and comes in, Rashford is still being Rashford, you know, about then Harry Kane. So the only issue that I've seen in their game so far has just been the attack. The is not clinical enough. Is not when you attack when they move forward. Is not you're not having this fear of, oh, this might lead to a goal. Oh, something is coming out of this. The only thing that is certain that something is coming out from now is the Arsenal corner. That is now what
Yeah.
England is enjoying. Something that we've
Yeah.
been criticized for. So probably, like you said, everybody's going to meet their equal now. So I know that I have an understanding that teams get to grow in tournament, but the teams also need to know that the tournament won't wait for you. The earlier the better you start sorting out things. That's where the manager comes into spot that, oh, this is where we are lacking it, work on it, and let the attack be clinical and be sharper. I think with that, England stand a chance of getting to maybe this quarterfinals or semi-finals. And I think for the best midfield in the tournament, for me so far, has been Spain. You need to see those guys transition.
The likes of Olmo,
Olmo,
uh,
Pedri, Rodri,
Pedri. Yeah, yeah,
you need to see the transition. It is Papa, your box. Papa,
yeah.
they are somewhere else. So
The thing is
you
that
just want touch, two touch, they are in your box already.
it's funny we didn't mention Spain because they seem to be going under the radar, sort of, and just because I think that first game was probably I would say
Anyway,
it was a game that people didn't expect to go the way it did. So
yeah,
it probably just made people like look down on Spain, like maybe they can't win this tournament. But the thing is, they can actually control games, and
yes,
they are very dangerous, very very dangerous at the team. I think what they are actually lacking is that clinical center forward. Brian Foskey here says three lions have nothing to offer. Wow, that's that's serious. And he says when it's for Portugal, he says he gives them a five. I give them a five in the scale of 1 to 10. He give them a five to win the cup. But going back to Spain, I think a lot. I mean, barring that fact that a lot of us lost money on that first game anyway, thinking that Spain was
yeah.
going to was going to whitewash. What is it again? Cape Verde in the first game. I mean, kudos to Cape Verde. I mean, they turned out to be a very very solid team. Hold on, excuse me. They turned out to be a very solid team. Drawing their second game also. So I mean, they may not be winning games, but they're a very, very difficult team to beat, even in the second game when they even came out to play. So
Hmm.
personally, I think that Spanish midfield and then the French attack, those are like the two most outstanding how will I put this now? The units that we've seen right now in this tournament. I mean, everybody that French attack, likes of Olise, Mbappe, Dembele, nobody is matching those three in front. And then if that goes to the bench, who they have in the bench? They have Bakula, they have Due. These are game changers. So
I've
that
checked it.
attack, they have Checky. I mean, these are game changers. So they are definitely going to be a problem for any team. And it's a cup game. It's no home and away. It's just win this game, and you're going to the next round right now. So it's going to be a very very interesting couple of weeks because now we are done with the group stage, more or less. The tournament starts now. The round of 32 it starts now. And ironically, before this particular one, the number of teams that used to be in the World Cup was 32. So we can see, yes, the World Cup actually starts in the next round, which is the knockout stage. This is what everybody will enjoy. And I think it's going to, there's going to be a lot of upsets. And talking about upsets, we need to also talk about the dark horses. There are some teams in this tournament that nobody's really looking at them because they are not the traditional teams, but they can prove to be a hard nut to crack. We're talking about teams like what's it called? Norway. Talking about teams like the Netherlands, and depending on how their last game goes, Sweden also. There are teams that you look at, and from Africa, look at Morocco, and then this same Ivory Coast. You look at some teams that they may not win it, but on a good day, they can disturb other teams that actually want to win it. And that's actually one of the one of the things I wanted to touch on. For me, my dark horses in this tournament right now are Norway. And the only reason that they have two players that seem to be turning up for Norway, and that's Martin Odegaard and Erling Haaland. Those two, for me, those two are key. They're very key parts of that particular team. And on a good day, those two can win you games. What do you think? What do you think? Maven, are you still with us? What do you think about those about the underdog teams? You're on mute, if you
Sorry, I can't hear the question very well or the topic. I was
No,
listening since, but I missed the topic.
okay. We're talking about the underdogs, the team that they may not win it, but they can actually cause an upset on their day. And we're talking about teams like Cote d'Ivoire, Morocco, Norway, and the likes. Those teams that they're not really like they're not the top of the top, but on their own, on any given day, they can beat anybody. For me personally, I'm picking Norway as my top underdog. So I'm asking, which team do you think is one of what's your top underdog team in this tournament?
Yeah, I think Belgium. I feel Belgium as a big underdog. I don't know why, although they've not performed well, but I feel them as a big underdog. Belgium. Yeah, Norway is also a chance. Their gunman, Erling Haaland. He could just turn up anytime. The game might be balanced and he just shows up with anything. Yeah, Norway too are serious underdog. But I personally feel Belgium. They have De Bruyne, Trossard, Doku, wingers that are prolific. Then Lukaku that can also come from the bench and do anything. We've seen an example so far, but I think they're underdogs for me, to be honest.
Doing what do you have to say about Belgium that you mentioned? And which team is your own underdog team?
My underdog team will be Netherlands because even when you were calling teams that had qualified, we don't always put an eye on them. To be fair, um, Netherlands Argentina was one of the big show of the last World Cup. Left to me, I really want those two to meet again at the semi-finals because whether we like it or not, there were some calls, there were some fouls, there were some dramas that could have gone either ways, and the tournament will have, taken a different turn and a different shape. So for me, Netherlands is an underdog. They come out with this. You look at the players they have. If you are not, uh, not just watching football, but not just talking football, but you watch football deep, you know that this Netherlands have players also in key position to a large extent too. Their midfield too isn't bad, and
And definitely, yeah.
their midfield isn't bad. Their defense too is not also bad, and it's just I don't know. I'm having a mixed feeling because if Netherlands go far and probably get into the final, probably it will hurt me so much because I know that a certain Jure Timber will have added positively to this team, but because of injury,
Yeah.
he's missing this tournament because he will have been a great plus to the team. So for me, Netherlands is like the underdog. For Belgium, yes, they can be the underdog, but I think they are the underdog without a tooth because a golden generation of these guys did not even hit our hearts. Like they didn't even. The manager might want to point out the manager's philosophy or part. They might want to blame me for it. But for me, this tournament, even so far, yes, they have the name, they have the prolific wingers, movement, and everything. But it looks like they are struggling at the moment. From Kelvin De Bruyne, from Lukaku is really heavy moving the ball. Jeremy Doku had to go sort my family matters. Leon de Trossard is trying his best. They are still giving average. So it will only take them to wake up to the occasion and probably turn up on the day. So for me, I think it's just going to be Netherlands and Norway because if you try and mark Odegaard out, which is possible to mark Odegaard out, yes, you might keep Haaland quiet for some minutes, but when the whole Third World War, remember, it flashes through his head, he becomes a beast. Start driving at everybody because it's scary. You're seeing a 6+ guy running at you. Nah. Leave the road, bro.
Funny thing. You mentioned Netherlands. Brian on the chat also mentioned Netherlands. He also thinks they can get to the semi-final, just like you said. Before I come to you, Red Eye, you mentioned Jeremy Doku. There was a thing going on about him leaving the team to go and witness the birth of his first child and everything. And I don't know why, for whatever reason, there were so many people on either side of the fence. Some people are for it, some people are against it. I mean, I'm like, I don't understand. What's the big deal there? His wife is giving birth to their first child. Of course, he's entitled to go and see. He's entitled to take that leave of absence to go and see the birth of his first child. It shouldn't be any issue. But I mean, social media now, there's always people that want to speak on negative, either for clout or for impressions, or maybe they actually even really mean it. But what do you think? What do you think about that? As in, for me, I don't see anything wrong with it. You guys, what do you think? Do you see anything wrong with him going to see the birth of his first child?
Can we?
For
Okay.
me, for me, there's really nothing wrong. Anybody that is criticizing Jeremy probably has not had a child before, because if you have a child, I don't know, it's just in it. You want to be there. It's except you are not a caring man, and
Hmm.
someone that takes family serious. The indications have always been there. You should allow him go and see the witness the birth of his child and be with his family. The family needs him now, because when the
Hmm.
whole world turns against him, it's his family that will still be there to, console him. So, and there's nothing wrong there. Jeremy did what Jeremy actually needs now. His interest oversees and overrides every other person's opinion. I really don't care. Man, let the man go and see his family. It's as simple as that. If people want something else, come and replace him and play the ball. But his family comes first every time, anytime, any day.
It was crazy that people actually liking it to wartime. Like, if it was in the war front, will he leave the the war front to go and witness the birth of his child? Like, this is football. This is not World War I or World War II. Like, doing you want to say something about that?
Yeah. So when I saw the notification when did the video, innocently me in when I read it, I think I was in the office and I was like, oh, this is nice. This only for me to enter X and I was seeing, ah ah what's going on here? It's his child though, not our child though. Like, and you know all the old how he is the religious guy, the guy that even I think after the season he had to do a display of him and his wife at the field and all of that. So I think it would have been a different thing if he had pulled out from the tournament completely, because to a large extent he has some commitment to his country also. So but he didn't pull away from the tournament. He only said, excuse me, this game, let me go be with my family because they need him more this
I
time.
mean,
I mean,
just that
we
simple.
should give is human, is a man. I mean, we should cut him some slack. I think what he did was what he did, and if I was in his shoe, I will do the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's really a no-brainer. There's no major issue about it. Um, um, Red Eye, you still with us? Okay, maybe it's not right now though. The game is still
I'm with you.
okay. We are all picking our underdogs for the tournament. So I like to ask, which team is your underdog team of this particular World Cup?
My underdog team that will go far,
Hmm. Maybe
right?
even win itself. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Besides the top teams that we know that are the
Can you hear
contenders.
me?
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you.
Okay, my underdog team that will go far this tournament.
Mm-hmm.
I'll stick with Morocco.
Really? Wow.
Yeah,
But that's a good pick
that's
though,
it.
because I mean, they were in the
That's a
semi
team
they were in the semi-finals of the last
World
of the
Cup.
last World Cup. So I think that's a very, very, very,
The
very good
previous
pick.
World Cup, they got to the quarterfinals.
Is it the one before the last one?
Yeah,
And so they've been steady climbing, and actually that it's a possibility they can actually they
they
can.
have
I
the
mean,
resources.
I mean,
They have it.
the only thing is that they have a black blot on their name, dragging Senegal to court because of the the Nations Cup finals that they lost on the pitch. But they,
I
they,
I would I would always tell people, let's leave what is happening in the courts for the courts, and let's face what football is. We all know Senegal won that tournament. If they
yeah, but
like, they can go to court for all we care. We know who our champion is. Senegal
see,
is. So let's focus on football now. What you watched their first game, you saw how organized they were in that first game.
No,
In
they were
fact,
very, very good.
I was so impressed that yes, they were able to bring all their stars from foreign teams mixed with their local players, and they were functioning like a unit. So I'm not
Mm.
writing them off. To me, they are my favorite underdog. The other underdogs, Belgium, still finding their way. Netherlands, those guys, they are not underdogs. They are just silent. Too. I'll put it that way. When the push comes to shove, they will deliver. I know that. But Morocco is a clear underdog. I can even liken Portugal to be an underdog.
Yeah. Portugal, underdog. I don't think a lot of CR7 fans will like that particular tag because I know that they definitely believe that they're one
They
of the
can
best
win
teams in
it.
the tournament. Yes, now. I mean,
That's why I love football. We have so many delusional fans. You know, let's
Traditional fans.
let's face facts. You have a team like France in that tournament, and you really think you can win it.
I mean, they've beaten France before when France was the favorite supposedly in
When
the
you said
finals.
before, and you said before, right?
Hmm. Yeah,
uh
but anything can happen
They
still.
should come now. They should come now.
Well, maybe they will meet. I mean, I would like to see that. I would like to watch that match. Remember in the Nations League tournament where Portugal was playing Spain in the finals.
Yeah.
People didn't really expect Portugal to win. A lot of people tipped Spain to win, but guess what? Portugal came out and won the tournament. So we never write a team off when it comes to a cup competition. When it's a knockout competition, one game to win, you never really write the team off because anything can happen on the day. That's just how football is. But yes, I mean, they are not the best team. They're not. I mean, if I'm listing a top five teams in this tournament, maybe Portugal can sneak into the fifth place. Maybe, but I'll definitely call France ahead of them. I'll call Germany ahead of them. I'll call Spain ahead of them. I'll call England ahead of them. So that fifth space, that might be the one that they sneak into. Maybe, maybe.
What do you mean by maybe?
Maybe because there are some other teams you can also call now. I mean, you can argue Norway with the way they are playing. You can argue Morocco. Morocco has beaten them before. Morocco beat them in the last World Cup. That's something to. They are not part of the team
Yeah,
that you can say that they are outright top five. That's
yeah. I
just it.
agree with you. That's
Brazil is there also. You see, a lot of us seems to be sleeping on Brazil because of their recent run of games and results in tournaments. But you also can't count that team out. If that team click with likes of Vinicius, um, Bruno Guimaraes, Cunha, and the likes, if that team just clicks and get it rolling, anything can happen. Right now, from this point on, it's going to be a knockout competition, and you don't know what can happen. You can just start the game and lose guard, and before you know it, you are down by two in
yeah.
the first 20 minutes. So,
Canada can attest to that.
as in, so, anyways, that seems to be most of the thing. The rest is just a bit of talking points. Like for me, let me just put this one out there. What do you think is going to be going on with the golden boots? Let's start from doing deja vu.
Uh, so I think it's still early to say that in the course
No,
of the
it's never
tournament.
early. You can always predict. That's why we do what we do. You predict.
Yeah, so with the way with everybody responding to each other's call,
Mm-hmm.
it's call to today. I get the message. I respond with my two tomorrow. So like
Mm-hmm.
I said, we're just going into the tournament properly. So that multiple goals that we have been enjoying might
Reduce.
reduce. But
Because
you see um Mbappe because definitely France will go far. So I still see Mbappe taking this. If anybody will walk home with the um, highest goal scorer, I see Kylian Mbappe, player of the tournament. If Argentina make it down to the final, I think we already know who's going to. So
I mean, he's scoring all their goals. Anyway.
it's
Has anybody else scored for Argentina in this World Cup?
No,
uh
no one.
no.
Boy.
So it's going on. So the thing is, all of them, they are happy and they're enjoying playing for him. See, if now you go score, if we are going to score 16 goals in this competition, if you want to score all, take it. Like that is the stage in which they are in now. Like yo, you are our leader, Unlike the Portugal team, whereby I have 21 assists, I just broke the record. Oh, I just won the Champions League, So everybody's feeling like, yeah, to a large extent, we all have one or two things in our pockets to say we can be number one, also too. So,
Yeah.
but if they let that go and they do the business and go and fight dirty later, I think they can be a powerhouse also. But I see Mbappe taking this home.
Yeah. How about you, Reda? What do you think will end up with the golden boots in this tournament?
Lionel Messi.
Of course, now repping your your
Not,
your.
be, no, I'm not repping him because he has scored 5 goals. That
Yeah.
guy is going to score extra 3 goals, 4 goals before we
And,
give the goal so far. In
Haaland is
fact,
on
the next,
4. Mbappe is on 4.
don't worry, they will meet tougher challenges. Messi will still score in his third game if he
They've
plays.
they, they've been facing they've faced significantly tougher challenges than Argentina has faced.
Yeah, yeah, that's
And
true. That's why I
exactly.
said
So
they will still face tougher teams
mhm.
because our Algeria has started already.
Well, but then the thing is, we can see all this and the next thing in round of 32, one of them gets knocked out by mistake.
By mistake, yeah,
And
it happens.
it happens. So it happens. But then again, well, let's wait and see though. But I mean, there's a chance that somebody might hit double figures in this particular World Cup. Somebody probably
Yeah,
hit
the chances are
like
high.
like 10,
Chances are
12
high.
goals.
10, 12, yeah,
Champions League numbers
kind of,
because
yeah.
yeah, there are more games. Maybe what's happening? Why you open your mouth? Did somebody miss a chance? Eh, maybe now you with us. It seems like somebody missed
A
a big
chance.
opportunity.
Yeah, I'm with you guys. I'm listening to everything you said. Favorite for the Golden Boot.
Yeah.
Obviously, statistically, performance-wise, that's Mbappe. Statistically, but if England play well, Kane has a chance. Kane won it in I think 2018. Yes, he also has a chance, but because France is we probably go further than England. Then it's Mbappe's own.
Mhm. Well,
That's my take on the Golden Boot.
okay. But Messi is leading right now, sure. Messi is leading right now. Okay, he's on mute. Well, everybody seems to be picking Mbappe except for Red Eye. But we'll wait and see, sure, because it's still early days. I mean, the group stage,
Who did he pick? Who did he pick?
Red Eye picked Lionel Messi. I don't think, well, if you heard that, you will reply. So, well, it's early days. We still need to wait and see
Yeah, it's just two
exactly.
games so far.
Yeah,
And to the finals is 8 games. So anything can still happen. Anybody can still turn off the group stage. Yeah, that's the truth.
yeah, exactly. So, there's something else that popped up in my head that I really wanted to talk. I can't seem to remember it again. I'm trying to do so many things at the same time. But then again, the round of 32 will be coming up shortly. I think that's when all the, what will I say, all the major players will start to show themselves. And funny enough, a lot of the games have been open in this tournament. That's why there have been a lot of goals. Usually in tournaments like this, once you go into the knockout stages, teams start to get a bit cagey. They start to play defensive, try to avoid conceding the early goals, and the game starts to drag all the way into the extra time and maybe even penalties. And a lot of players in this particular World Cup have played a lot of games. The Arsenal players, especially, they played over 60 games in the league season. When do you think fatigue will start to set in? will start to be a problem with this in this tournament when the game starts to go into the deep extra time with game after game after game. Deja vu. What do you think about that?
Yeah, so that's why I was still having this conversation with Theo yesterday that for teams that have qualified already, that is certain that they've gone pull through. I feel that the manager should just rotate the team and give constant player the starters, give them some breather. Me personally, even not because of the um, goals where Messi is chasing and all the rest, which is important for him, I
Mhm.
would have said, you know what, Julian Alvarez is there. He has not started any game. There's some players that have not even started in that Argentina team. Also, there's some players that have not started in that Germany team. Okay, Germany is even playing already. France team. Give them these players so that these players too can also breathe. For England, like you said, the Arsenal guys played a lot. Since you guys qualified, yeah, and you just need I think they just need a draw or a win. They are first, Ghana is second.
They just
Ghana,
need a draw.
they just need a
They need,
draw,
they need a
yes.
draw. Yeah.
Yes, just a draw.
So if you need a draw to just go to the next round, I mean, why will you bring extra bodies and not trust them enough to do the job on the day? So a Jude Bellingham should be able to rest on the bench and bring in an Berry Cheze. Oliwakin should be able to start that game, you know, down to the goalkeeper. You get, so you should be able to rotate that squad and give everybody that privilege of, oh, you are at the World Cup, I played so minutes, and give everybody adequate rest. So for everybody that shouldn't bench their players, people that are hoping to qualify maybe through the best eight or so. So, but for every other person that has done, let these guys rest, let them catch their breather, and yes, they've come to do their business by playing professional football. But I mean, let them also relax, have that relaxed moment, and they also enjoy enjoy the cup and feel relaxed also for the next round of tournament, because it's going to be difficult. You have to go the extra length at this point and give it your all. And
Yeah.
in this one, there's no second leg, there's no return. It's decided on that day.
Win or
So
go
that's
home.
what I believe. If I was a manager, I think that's what I would do.
Yeah. So, well, I mean, I think that you have to manage. But that's why they're being paid the big bucks. You need to know how to manage this team, manage these players, um, use the players. Like look at the England situation, for instance. Saka. A lot of us know that Saka is nursing an injury, probably it's an Achilles, calf, knee, whichever one. He's not starting games. Maduke is starting games. Saka is coming in more or less like a game changer, comes to play the last 15, 20 minutes of the game. And that's games management. The coach knows that he needs to what's the word? He needs to manage his players, because honestly the tournament hasn't started. To me, if it felt like these games are like the last qualifying stage to the major tournament, which starts in the round of 32, which now becomes a
Yeah,
knockout free for all. So as a manager, you need to watch out for burnouts. Like if you can, that's why sometimes in this tournament it's always good to win your first two games, secure that
bag,
um that
secure the
that,
bag
that
and
bag,
rest.
and then rest your key players for the last game, so that the other players can have fresh legs and your key players can rest. It's not really going to be easy for anybody to win this particular one. They might think it's easy now because the expansion gave room for a lot more, I won't say inferior teams, but lesser proven teams in the world stage opportunity to come and play. Teams like Haiti, Cape Verde, Curacao. So there's some teams in this World Cup that some people didn't even know that they were countries until they started coming to the World Cup to play. But then the thing is, what exactly is what that does is that it gives you a false sense of security. Like, okay, you beat a team like Curacao 7, a team like Haiti 3 or 4. You believe that you're the best team in the tournament, and then you go into the knockout stages and you face a slightly stronger team that you've not been prepared for, and all of a sudden the game becomes difficult and it's hard for you to turn it up. That becomes a problem. So
Big one.
exactly. So manager needs to understand how these things are and what they need to do to actually check all these boxes to prepare their players for the knockout stages. And before we go on this stream, there's one topic, it's rather funny topic that I want to touch. The South African situation. These guys have qualified for the next for the round of 32. And I know they are going to be rubbing it in all other African nations' face because they know that there's no support for them. They know that like 99% of the African countries are not supporting South Africa. So they're going to be feeling that they're playing against all odds right now. And to be fair, their last game that they won by the long goal, they did play well. They were the best team, they're the better team on the day. And they did play well. Putting aside everything that's been happening in South Africa as a whole, the team itself is not a bad team. And I mean, you need to give kudos to where kudos is deserved. They played well, they've done well, and for the first time in their long footballing career, South African team has been able to qualify for the knockout stage. Which I mean, that is something that's an achievement on their own part. So yes, we know things are not really going well back home with back in South Africa, but you need to at least commend their football, the Bafana for playing well. I mean, not, I mean, regardless, it's still a good thing for African teams to do well in tournaments, whether or not we're not happy with what their citizens are doing back home. I don't know what you guys think about that situation.
For me, football is football. I don't want them to go far. It's a sentimental thing.
Yeah, I
Yes,
understand
but
that.
they eventually go far. If you can't beat them, you join them.
Mhm.
To a certain extent, you just have to, when you see someone winning, you just leave it for them. But them getting to the round of 16 is more or less like a waste of time, still regardless, because the issue is not to get to round of 16, you or round of 32, you go in. Would you win?
But they might get a lucky draw. But I think they
Um,
might get a. Let
you
me
know they are
see.
second. Second
Yeah,
never gets a lucky draw.
yeah,
You
but
are going to play the first on on the group that you are paired with. You play the first, and the first are usually the best teams.
yeah. But the thing is that
Imagine,
it's you know they are best
imagine,
losers now.
yeah, they are second. Imagine pairing South Africa and Argentina.
Yeah, that's game over now.
Imagine pairing South Africa and France. Africans, if you check the history, the last time we
Oh,
got
they've
to
paid
round
them.
of
Oh, they've
16,
paid them. Oh, they've paid them. Oh.
how did it go for them?
They might qualify. They're playing Canada.
Canada, host
ah,
nation.
I'm telling
Canada
you,
is way better than South Africa when it comes to football now.
are you sure? I'm not sure.
Did you
For me.
watch? If you watch, they won
I,
their game. If you watch
yes,
Canada, you understand that what they lack is inexperience. They usually lose concentration.
but
Their last match, every
they lost their last match now.
yeah, but
Yeah.
they eventually woke up. And they
Mhm.
could have drawn that match.
Are you seeing the picture? What do you think about this? Because this for me, it's a very very nice picture for South Africa. I mean,
Yeah, as you just mentioned, I'm trying to refresh and see what it is, but for what it is, I'm not really on their side though. And trust me, this next game they are going home. Yeah, the tournament is just starting, but for them, I think the tournament has ended because
okay.
okay, the only way that maybe they will change my mind is if they beat host nation Canada. But I don't
I'm kind of rooting for them. Oh.
know. I'd rather root for Egypt.
Let my people go.
No. I'm not in terms of that this particular game, as in them playing Canada. I think they can beat Canada. I
So
actually
so
think they
I've
can beat
so
Canada.
I've seen Canada play twice, and to be honest, those guys are above average. They're like 60, 65. And I've
Okay.
seen South Africa play. They are always between 40, 50. You know, when they click, yes, looks like a good thing for them and the rest. And maybe this might even be a fuel for them that all African countries, 90% are not on their side. Could this be
Yeah.
could this be a drive for them? But sorry, their fuel don't finish. So, and you can't rule out Canada as being the host nation. They are actually a good side and clinical, but it's just like Red Eye said. Sometimes they just slip off, and before they know, they're already down by one or two. They now know that, it's like we are the host nation. Oh, yeah, let's happily wake up.
Let's wake up.
And the next thing you just like you see them stringing passes together, movement. You see the drive, you're like, oh, you people had this before. Where did you put it before? I like their game against was it Sweden? Switzerland.
Switzerland.
Yes. Switzerland was all over there, was dominating everything. I just know the thing just flipped far. And Canada was like all over them. I watched the whole game, and till the final whistle, like Canada wanted to equalize that game. Like
Yeah.
to equalize that game that yo. So for South Africa, I see it, well for me, I give it to Canada.
Okay.
I give it to
Well,
Canada.
we wait and see. It's I think it's only 28. That's on Sunday. They're playing on Sunday. I think from
Very
what I checked, let me see. Yeah, they're playing on Sunday.
okay.
The game is on Saturday. It's 28 o'clock, so it's not far. I mean, the next couple of
We'll,
days
we'll be here.
we'll be here. I definitely will be here now. It's been a nice one, you guys. Deja Vu, Red Eye, Maven. Thanks for coming onto the show. And if you're watching on YouTube anywhere, even if you logged in from Twitter, remember to like, share, and subscribe. Hit the share, hit the subscribe button. And that's a wrap from us here at the Dugout Podcast. By next week, at least by the time we come back on this podcast, you definitely will have seen most of the round of 32 games. And by that time, we'll know who the men are and who the boys have been, because the boys will have been on their way home to their country at that time. So until next time, guys, thank you very much.
Ciao, ciao.
Have a nice day. Yeah, and the stream you have